Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Khalida Balqis. So today we are going to discuss about the rock cycle and the origin of soil. So without further ado, I'm going to start with the origin of soil. As we know, in soil, we have three phases, which is solid phase, liquid phase, and gas phase. So for liquid phase is water and gas phase is for air lah. Okay, so the definition of soil. Soil may be defined as an assemblage of discrete solid particle of organic or inorganic composition with the air and water occupying the void space among the particles. So that's why dalam tanah kita ada solid, water and air. So if there is no air present, so it called as saturated soil. So if there is no water present, so it called as dry soil. That's why kita ada berkait dengan weight relation, water content, void ratio, porosity and saturation. So formation of soil is this integration of rock and decomposition of organic matters. So for this integration of rock, it caused the result in inorganic soils, which is, for example, gravel, sand, silt, and clay. For the composition of organic matter, it give a result in organic soil or cumulus soil, which is, for example, humus, peat, and muck. Okay, so this is like roughly lah for you guys tengok. So the rock is caused by the weathering. So this is a type of rock. Nanti kita akan pergi pada Nazri. Nazri akan bincang pasal the type of rock. Okay. So next we go to weathering. So what is weathering? Weathering is the process of breaking down rocks by mechanical and chemical processes into smaller pieces. So like kita tengok gambar ni. So you guys rasa yang mana chemical and which one is chemical and which one is mechanical?
Chemical yang kat kanan tu kan?
Yang kanan. Yang
I
kiri
guess so.
ni? Okay, betul lah, yang the right picture is for chemical and this one is mechanical. So in chemical weathering, the rock reacts with substances in the environment like oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water to produce new substances. For example, iron in rock can react with oxygen and water to form rust, making the rock reddish and crumbly. So during mechanical weathering, no new substances are produced. So mechanical weathering can occur due to temperature changes, erosion, and any other contact-related disintegration. So what are the different process of chemical weathering? So the rate depends on temperature, surface area, and available water. The major reaction involved in chemical weathering are oxidation, hydrolysis, carbonation, and acidification. So oxidation is a reaction with oxygen to form an oxide. Hydrolysis is reaction with water, and carbonation is reaction with CO2, carbon dioxide, to form a carbonate. So example of physical weathering is gravel and sand are the soil. Those are formed due to physical weathering of parent rocks. So example of chemical weathering, clay and some extent silt are the soils. Those are formed due to chemical weathering of parent rocks. Next, physical properties of soil. So what are the differences between chemical and physical properties? So physical property, any characteristic that can be determined without changing the substance chemical identity. But chemical property, any characteristic that can be determined only by changing a substance's molecular structures. So many physical properties of soil are dictated by the size, shape, and chemical composition of the grains. So physical property of soil include color, texture, structure, porosity, density, plasticity, aggregate, stability, and temperature. So these properties affect the processes. As example, this one, as macam kita dah pergi lab kan, kita semua orang dah tengok dah macam mana proses untuk asingkan, which is soil sieves used to determine soil texture. And then soil texture describe the distribution of these different size particle in soil. There are 12 soils based on the distribution of sand, silt, and clay. This one, yang tiga segi ni. So the adjacent image display the soil texture triangle, which assigns soil type based on the distribution of sand, silt, and clay. And then for soil structure, describe the arrangement and organization of soil particle in the soil and the tendency of individual soil particle to bind together in aggregate. So banyaklah ciri-ciri tanah tu yang effect proses tanah. Okay. So itu saja daripada from me. So I'll pass to Arynna.
Okay, hi, I'm Arynna. Okay, so this is the picture of us doing soil exploration in our residence college, which is College Ibrahim Yaqub. We walk around the blocks, searching for any soil that we can find. So on the left is a picture of us selfieing with an anthill or busut. Same goes to the right picture. We're taking a picture with an anthill. And okay, next slide. Okay, so these are the soil that we managed to found. There are clay, loam, silt, and sandy. So for the clay soil, it's actually come from an anthill. And for the loam, we actually dug a soil and we identify the soil as loam. And then we have silt. And then we have sandy. So the sand actually, it's located near a pavement. Ya, tempat jalan kaki tu, tepi-tepi tu we have sand. That's all for my part.
Okay, so I think I open any question from you guys. I hope you guys really understand what I'm talking.
Okay.
Sorry for interrupting, but I want to ask a question. Can someone explain to me again? Can chemical and mechanical weathering operate together during the rock cycle?
Oh, okay. Let me answer. So chemical weathering tends to weaken rock, thereby making it easier to break. Likewise, mechanical weathering creates additional surface area that is prone to chemical attack. In this way, the two processes work together. So like mechanical weathering breaks rock down into smaller pieces. So this gives the rock a larger surface area for chemical reaction to take place. Can you understand?
Okay, thank you, Khalida, for explaining
Alright.
again. So I think we can proceed to our next discussion. So let's go.
Now is go to my part. But before go through the rock cycle, my name is Mohamad Nazri bin Mohamad Zaini, and the magnetic number is A1X0401. Okay, what is the rock cycle and origin of soil? But I will do the part of rock cycle because Khalida present tentang origin of soil. Sekarang kita pergi ke rock cycle. Okay, rock cycle. What is a rock cycle? A rock cycle is a natural change of sedimentary igneous and metamorphic rocks from one type to another, as well as their destruction. And many physical properties of soil are detected by the size, shape, and chemical composition of the grains. Okay. This example of rock cycle. Okay. First, from the surface rock breakdown to weather erosion, and the the weathering get the surface rock breakdown they transport to deposit underwater, and we happen sediments. And by the way, we have three basic types of rock, which is igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Okay, we go to the sediment. Okay, what is a sediment? Okay, a sediment is consists of the deposit of gravel, sand, silt, and clay formed by weathering. And chemical sedimentary have chemical sedimentary rock are formed when the deposit react chemical with other agents. So it will reaction with another chemical when get transport to underwater. Okay, after the sedimentary process, it will goes to through the compaction and cementation. Okay, this one of example process is this of this sedimentary is deposition. Okay, next goes to the compaction and cementation, and after sedimentation, it will become the sedimentary rock, and sedimentary rock will be get buried, buried deep underground in heat and pressure. After the process, the process will go to the metamorphic. Sorry. And what is metamorphic? Metamorphic is heat and pressure are used to change the composition and texture of rock without melting them. So kita memberikan heat dan pressure untuk komposisikan and texture of batu without melting them, mencairkan batu tu sendiri. Okay, after and generally contain ni lah large quantity of quartz and feldspar. Okay, after metamorphic rock, it will go to the melt. It will melt and it become to magma. And after it become magma, it will crystallize. Crystallize. So it will catalyze and go to the igneous rock, which is the process. And igneous rock is a molten magma released from the earth mantle by fissure eruption or volcanic eruption solidified. So the solidified. Sorry. So dia salah satu dia akan macam gunung berapi meletup. Itu salah satu dia punya cara dia lah, proses igneous ni. So and slowly forced to the surface lah. So it become okay. I think it's okay. Next, we going to the soil particle size, and soil particle size it depend on depending on particle size. Soil are classified as either gravel, sand, silt, or clay. For the gravel is more than 2 millimeter, and sand 2 to 0.06 millimeter, and silt 0.06 to 0.002 millimeter, and clay it will become very smaller, which is 0.002, less than 0.02 millimeter. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nazri. So we have come to we have discussed about this topic. But before we close our discussion, I would like to give a short summary about this topic that we have discussed. So what we can say about soil formation, it begins with the physical and chemical breakdown of the Earth's rock that caused by atmospheric agents. So these processes is known as weathering. So weathering, it chip away the rock fragments and thus modify its inherent physical and those chemical characteristics. So what we can say that weathering can also synthesize the new minerals that are essential for the soil and for the formation process itself. So other than that, I would like to give a common fact about soil, which is we can say that soils, it is a complex mixtures of minerals, water, air, organic matter, and countless organisms that are the decaying remains of once living things. So it forms at the surface of land. So soil is basically the skin of the earth. So we can say that soil is capable of supporting plant life and it is vital to life on earth. So that's all from me. So from my short summary, I would like to close our discussion from our group. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.